Hello, beautifuls. This is Atleen, and I'm coming to you with another video. So today we are going over section 1, and on the board I have quiz questions that will more than likely be on the CCNA 200-301 examination, and I will do 5 today. So let's start. Which statement about UDP is false? UDP has very little overhead. UDP is often used with web traffic. UDP is often used for voice and video traffic. Or UDP uses port numbers for multiplexing. Now, we did go over this when we went over UDP and TCP. So as you can see, the correct answer is in blue. UDP is often used with web traffic. And the explanation is that UDP is connectionless, not connection oriented. So TCP is the protocol at the transport layer that provides for reliable connection-oriented communications. Just like TCP, UDP utilized source and destination port numbers to multiplex inter-process communication between end systems. Note, web traffic is often TCP-based, as the reliability mechanism are solely needed when dealing with transmissions of data. So, number 2, which of the following is a hypervisor? A, VMware ESXi, B, VM Workstation, C, VirtualBox, D, Parallels. So if you chose A, which you can see is in blue, VMware ESXi is the correct answer. And the reasoning behind that is ESXi is a type 1 hypervisor. ESXi is a type 1 hypervisor. It can run directly on hardware without OS, an operating system, to host the hypervisor. And number 3 is, in which network design is the 2-tier also known as? What is it also called besides 2-tier? And the answer choices we have is 1, collapse core, 2, Soho, 3, distribution model, and 4, flat network. So the answer is in blue, collapse core. And we discussed this a couple of weeks ago. So the collapse core is an example of a 2-tier design. And again, a collapse core defined. A collapse core design is a campus LAN design in which the design does not use a separate set of core switches. In effect, collapsing the core in distribution switches. So the 3-tier is what uses the core switches, whereas the distribution does not. The 2-tier does not. So that's the difference between 2-tier and 3-tier, is that one uses distribution and 3-tier in addition uses the core. Which of the following is not a major configuration tab in Cisco DNA Center? Is it A, monitor, B, provision, C, policy, or D, design? And as you can see, the answer is in A, monitor. And the reasoning behind that is that the monitoring capabilities are located under a major configuration tab called Cisco Assurance in Cisco DNA. So the monitor is in there, but it's not under a major configuration tab. It's under the Cisco Assurance in Cisco DNA Center. The 5 main tabs are in the DNA Center is design, number 2 is policy, provision, assurance, and platform. And lastly, number 5 for today, at what layer of the OSI model should you associate the NGFF, NGFW, next generation firewalls system from Cisco Systems? Is it A, layer 1, application layer, B, layer 3, C, layer 2, D, layer 4? And as you can see, the correct answer is in blue, and it's layer 1, application layer. And the explanation is that it is safe to say this is a layer 7 device. That is because it does deep packet inspection and does an examination of the application data. This is being carried in the packet. The information that I got all this information from today, the book that I got all this information from today is in Wendell Odom 200-301, Volume 2. And this is Section 1 quiz. And now we would continue on into the next section. I wish you well.